I wouldn't say a thing that I saw and I modified. Sort of like the ice bucket challenge, you want to call it, those kind of things. It's like the hardest challenge. But this one it's less of a physical thing. So someone who's like in a wheelchair or they can't do the physical challenges. Um, it's literally a challenge that they can do. Um, uh, it's we've really got to get yourself into the right state of mind to do this, so that it's like, ooh, how can I? It's like somebody you hate doing something nice for them. It's basically that. Um, but you can't just go, oh yeah, let's go somebody that's uh, my next door neighbor. I don't like him. I will do something nice and not let someone break into that. It's not that, because that's not a challenge. Um, this one is say something nice about somebody or something you absolutely like the worst thing ever. Um, so think um, arachnophobes. Here's a good example. If you're an arachnophobe, so if you're scared of spiders, say something nice about a spider. That's the kind of challenge it is. Um, and it's extra hard for me because like I've got a list of things that I hate, and then there's the things that they're hated for a reason. So like if I want to get nitpicky, I dislike cockroaches. I dislike spiders, moths. Like I hate them. Like if there's a fly in my room, or there's a moth in my room, or there's a spider in my room, it's like I hate that. But that's one thing. But then there's the things like um, cancer, just to show points of thing. Um, in the last 15 years or so, I've lost enough people in my family that I need, like I've lost count, you need at least two hands to count them. So I hate cancer because of that. But that's not my most hated thing. Um, currently, it would be CDPR. I'm in here so I can show you this. Come over here. This one here. That is my most hated thing in the world. And people are going to say, oh, what about this? What about then? They're going to think things like, they're going to start saying things like, it's for example purposes, YouTube, so don't flag me. They're going to start saying things like the Holocaust or Hitler or tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, that sort of stuff. Terrorism, that sort of stuff. Well, technically CDPR are terrorists. Um, they they are torturing people. So doesn't that go into that description? So I have to say something nice about my most hated thing. So the fact that this shitty company is my most hated thing, I had to think of something nice to say about it. And the only thing I can come up with is that they're in Poland. And people are going to be going like, how's that nice? It's like, they're in Poland, how's that nice? It's like, this is my method of coming to that answer. Um, so the challenge is, say something nice about the most hated thing in your life. And my most hated thing is CDPR and the douchebaggery, scamminess, fraudulence, all that sort of stuff. And the only thing I could say is they're in Poland. And people are going to explain. So here's the explanation. I don't live in Poland. So good that they're not in the same country as I'm in. And then they're going to go, well, that still doesn't make any sense. But then you go, well, okay, I hate them that much that if I lived in the same location as they lived, I would do stuff that I do not want to do to that business, and I would probably end up in prison or something like that. So that's why them being in Poland and me not is a nice thing to say about it, is because that nothing can come of, like, for example, if CDPR lived next door to me, there'd be a house fire or a building fire or explode or something. It's like, so the nice thing is that that will never happen because they're across the planet. So that's me saying something nice about the most hated thing to me. Um, so if anyone wants to take the challenge, it doesn't have to just be about this. You can do physical things as well. For example, instead of making it say something nice about, do something with your most hated thing. So for example, the arachnophobe thing again. If you're more of a physical type of person and you want to do the most difficult challenge or the hardest challenge, literally, if you're scared of spiders, the hardest challenge would be do something with the spiders. That is nice. Like, I don't know, if you've got a house spider in your house, don't squash it. Release it out the back. It's like a person who's scared of spiders to catch a spider without freaking the hell out and releasing it, knowing that it could come back in again. That's a nice thing to do, but it's going to be so friggin' hard. So there you go. There's the hardest challenge. It's a editable challenge, so if you want to make your own version of it, go for it. But you can't call it the hardest challenge if it's not the same format. Something that you hate, like really hate, like the most hated thing, and put a positive thing to it. So it could be anything. If you're scared of heights, do something that requires you to go heights. If you're let's see, scared of speed, go fast. People with OCD go into a place that it's impossible to, like the local shopping centre with the jars, how the jars can be rotated at an angle. Someone who's got OCD, say something, do something like make the jars uneven. Like an OCD person doing that, yeah, good luck on that one. So that's the hardest challenge. So that I've done it. It admittedly, the physical ones are going to be a lot harder to do. Like for example, the if you're an arachnophobe, scared of spiders, doing something with a spider, that's going to be as hard as hell. But the more of a mental one, it's the challenge. It's not so much the difficulty, because it is hard. Like, it took me all, like, because when I was doing the video yesterday, I think it was, when I was doing all this sort of stuff, I'm sitting there going, okay, this absolute scumbag, scammy, fraudulent screwbags of CDPR. And then I was watching YouTube and on Twitter. And it's like, okay, challenges. There's a challenge. Say something nice about them. It's like, how can I say something nice about them? It's like them. I can say something nice about anybody else but them. So how do I say something nice about them? And it's like, it took me all like a good 24 hours to think of something nice to say. And the only thing I can come up with is that they're in Poland. So yeah, there's the hardest challenge. I'm going to call it there at 10 minutes. Everyone, give it a go. By all means, put your own twist to it, but do the hardest challenge, and I will catch you next time. And stay safe, look after each other, take it easy.